It's just halfway into 2015 and Bajaj Auto has been really busy. Already we've got 3 new Pulsars from the Pune-based two-wheeler giant. The first, of course, was the much-awaited and rather eye-grabbing full-fared RS200, which we had the pleasure of testing at the company's test track at Chakan. Now it's these two, the Pulsar AS200 and the AS150. Keeping its theme of fairings going strong, these two are the latest half-faired iterations of the new Pulsar line, which began with the 200NS 3 years ago. So let's just jump right into things. What are these two Pulsars all about? Well, if the company's nomenclature AS is to be believed, it stands for Adventure Sport. Do these bikes live up to that name? Well, we'll find out later. But right now, let's start talking about design of the motorcycle. This new Pulsar, the AS200, is based on the 200NS that we got a few years ago. What Bajaj has done is taken the NS and have added a half fairing at the front. But unlike the company's earlier attempt at making a half faired bike, the Pulsar 220F, this half fairing doesn't look like a slap-on job. Now, I'm not saying that the 220 is a bad looking bike from any angle, but just that this design is a lot more homogeneous. It just looks a lot cleaner as well. But apart from that wonderfully integrated front fairing, all the other components like the fuel tank, the center panel, the tailpiece, everything is carried over straight from the NS onto the AS. Apart from that, the headlight that now sits in that half fairing, it might look similar in design to the one from the NS, but this one is different. It also sports a projector lamp for the low beam. At the back, the major crucial difference is that the aluminium number plate holder and the tire hugger is gone. It's now replaced with a single solid plastic mudguard. Personally, if you ask me, I think the AS200 is the best looking Pulsar made till date. And by extension, so is the AS150 because they are pretty much the same design. The only appreciable differences between the two bikes, even the visual ones, are basically mechanical, which brings us to the mechanicals of these two motorcycles. So let me just bring you quickly up to speed with the mechanicals of this motorcycle, the AS200 first. Because this is based on the 200NS, pretty much all the mechanical bits are exactly identical to that of the NS. The AS200 is built around the same steel perimeter frame as the 200NS and is powered by the same 199.5cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled triple-spark motor. Unlike in the RS200, the AS200 does not feature fuel injection, so it makes the same amount of power and torque as the 200NS does. 23.5 PS of power and 18.3 Nm of torque. Even the suspension is maintained at both ends, with beefy telescopic forks at the front and a Nitrox monoshock at the back. Even the chassis and suspension geometry is carried over from the 200NS, as are the brakes. A 280mm pedal disc at the front and a 230mm pedal disc at the back. The AS150, however, is a lot more interesting. While the perimeter frame is taken from the 200NS, Bajaj has made an all-new 150cc engine which now sports a long-stroke configuration and a 4-valve head. But the biggest difference that this engine has over the 200NS engine is that this is air-cooled. While the chassis geometry is the same as the NS and the AS200, all the other mechanical bits which attach to the perimeter frame, such as the suspension and swing arm, have been changed to suit the lower capacity power plant. Brakes too are similar to the old Pulsar 150 with a 240mm disc at the front, albeit a petal rotor, and a 130mm drum at the rear. But what's most impressive about the AS150 is that brand new motor itself. With its long stroke configuration, 4-valve head and DTSI, it makes 17 PS of power and 30 Nm of torque. Now with those figures, this is the most powerful air-cooled 150cc engine in the market today. Out on the road, the AS150 doesn't fail to impress. The motor revs quickly and smoothly, and while there are no real vibes to speak of, it does sound a little harsh at higher revs. A typical old-school Pulsar trait. Bajaj has now mastered the art of setting up carburetors, and hence the throttle response is extremely even and doesn't let up at any point. Now we can't quote acceleration figures just yet, but considering that the AS150 is 2 kg lighter than the old Pulsar 150 and makes 2 PS more of power, it should prove to be much quicker in that department. On the handling front, the AS150 features a softer suspension setup and feels like it was tuned for better ride comfort more than anything else. While it's good fun on the twisty mountain road, it doesn't inspire too much confidence when pushing it hard into corners. As for the AS200's performance, it is very similar to the 200 NS, particularly with regards to the engine's power delivery. However, at a curb weight of 153 kilos, the AS200 is about 8 kilos heavier than the NS, which means outright acceleration should be a little slower. But Bajaj has taken all their learnings from improving the refinement of the RS200 and applied it to the AS, making it a lot smoother as compared to the NS. On all other fronts, it's pretty much like the Pulsar 200 NS, but surprisingly the extra weight that the fairing adds has improved the front end feel when flicking it into turns. Both the AS150 and the AS200 share ergonomics identical to the 200 NS. The rider's triangle, which is formed by the positions of the handlebars, the foot pegs and the seat, is set up for a comfortable neutral posture. Long distance riding should be a fairly easy task on these bikes, but the best part is that if you do decide to get a little aggressive in the corners, the posture doesn't really hold you back too much. So, are these two bikes proper adventure sport motorcycles in the truest sense? In one word, no. They simply don't have the suspension travel, the ground clearance or the tires to qualify as go anywhere adventure bikes. Bajaj says that the market is not really ready for such dedicated on-off-road machines, and we agree with them. But at least what Bajaj has done with these two bikes is get in the looks, the visual style of adventure tourers, and I think that's the first step for the market to evolve to accept such motorcycles. Well, for now we have to make do with the AS200 and the AS150. If you ask me, I think the AS200 works very well as a highway touring machine. It's comfortable, it's well set up and it's got adequate power. I think it has what it takes to pick up the reins from bikes like the Hero Charisma and become everyone's favorite bike to actually go see places on. And at Rs 91,550, it is the exact same price as the Pulsar 200 NS, which makes it great value as well. Honestly, I would be surprised if Bajaj shifts a lot of these bikes in the next few months. And when it comes to the AS150, it can do pretty much whatever the AS200 can do, albeit at slightly slower speeds. What it is a fantastic little premium commuter. I think this is probably the first of the next generation of premium commuters, and Bajaj has set the bar really high with this motorcycle. I think Bajaj is really going the right way with its Pulsar brand. What started off as an all-round naked sport bike has evolved into dedicated machines for different purposes. Track, street, highway, you name it. But I think what we are all really waiting for are the 400s. So come on Bajaj, out with them.